welcome back to the very unimaginative HoB 2020. Couldn't think of a different name for this campaign apart from, just labelling it as the awful 2020, I guess. Well,
2020's got a...
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks. No, 2020...
Yeah, 2020 started off great. We all thought it would be a great year. Look what's happened. We're nearly in October. And look what is on the horizon. So, what we thought we'd talk to you about this week is how we have not stopped in our offering, how we've been giving out the same amount of food if there wasn't a global pandemic. I'll put it in. We've still got the swear jar in effect.
I'll put it here.
There it is. And then we thought we'd hint, because next week we're going to tell you about what else we've been doing and how we've picked up a part of House of Bread that we couldn't do during lockdown. So, Will, confusing times, crazy. We spoke last week in the last video about what the offering was, but just how important was it to carry on giving out the same amount of food as we would do if we weren't in lockdown, if we weren't in going through a global thing? I can't say. I didn't say it. Take that away.
Okay. It's probably, as we've said last week, it's even more important that we continued and that we worked out a way that we could be compliant and offer our service and actually even extend it. And Jack's just alluded to what we're going to talk about in the weeks ahead in terms of how we've actually taken the thing by the scruff of the neck and really repurposed a lot of the assets of House of Bread, which has been really interesting. But crucially, we've maintained our food delivery and our collections and our generosity where we can.
And it's not just food, is it? Well,
no.
Traditionally we've given out toiletries, we've given out clothes to people who need it. That's been really important part of keeping people's dignity, and we've spoken about that in many videos, especially toiletries and clothes. We've managed to carry on with that, haven't we?
It's just been extraordinary. In fact, because of the generosity of so many people, we've probably been able to elevate the content of our bags and to not diminish that, even though the escalation of food bag requests just went through the roof. So we've been able to do more, give more, and be more generous
at a time when it's
at the very time when you think it would actually be going into reverse. So again, a credit to the community for that, because they have just raised their game, and it's been quite extraordinary to watch that happen.
It's a common thread that we'll go on about in all of these videos, just about how fantastic the Stafford community has been. Talking about clothes, Will, there is one thing that we wanted to mention to everybody watching at home. A lot of the clothes donations we get tend to be from people who have fantastically lost a lot of weight, so they don't fit into their clothes anymore, or elderly people for various reasons. And those kind of clothes don't necessarily consistently enough fit into the kind of clothes we're giving out, do they?
No.
If we go, for example, the people losing weight, so their clothes tend to be large, the people we're giving food to can't eat that much, may have addictions that cause them to be very slight. So we're asking, or we're putting it out there that we could do with some smaller adult clothes, Will.
Smaller adult clothes. So that's 8 to 10 sizes, male and female. Again, it's about perhaps looking through your wardrobe if you're of a slim nature, because we get lots and lots of very large clothes, and that's great. Coats, more or less any size will do, apart from excessively large. But it's some of the things like the jeans, the tracksuits, the shoes. We need smaller sizes. Tops, we need smaller sizes. We've got lots and lots of t-shirts so people can layer up. So we are very creative at that. But one of the issues we've got is we're using a lot of belts to tighten trousers, which are sort of
so you can
out
see
here.
We use everything we're given, because we give people a lot of belts and stuff. But if we can give out clothes that fit people to a reasonable nearity. That's not a word, but I've just made it up.
Nearer.
Nearity.
Yeah.
I like that. The one thing we want to hint at that we're talking about next week, and we won't go into it too much, Will, so be careful of the edit hammer, because it could come down quite a lot. So if he starts stuttering and juttering around, I'm editing him.
Okay.
Is the social impact. We hinted at it last week. We're going to talk about how we basically filled that social hole over lockdown, Will.
Yeah. And so I'm not going to allude to what we're doing, but what we've come up with, which is really, really interesting, is being able to reach out in a way that we couldn't have beforehand. And so the thing that can't be mentioned has given us the opportunity to be able to be creative and adaptive. And that's really exciting. So so next week's we'll start talking about that.
Well, we noticed that people weren't coming to us, so we had to go out to them, as Will said, and we will tell you how we did that next week.
Good.
Whoa, we're even trailing exciting stuff. Thank you very much, as always, for all the lovely comments that came in about us appearing back on your little screens.
Especially Mark, if you're out there.
Yes, it was great to know
Andy.
that we'll always be welcome. I think we just force it on you, really. There's not much you can do. Thank you so much, Will, for joining me.
That's all right, Jack. Thank you for the invite.
Thank you very much for watching, as always. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Look.
The mosquitoes are biting with a vengeance. This is the first few days I've had none on me.
Is it? Oh.
Swell up to the size of golf balls.
Yeah.